Welcome to Super Chevy Brothers podcast. This is your host, Chever, Chevster, Chev man. We're joined by a special guest, Cheval the Beakelman.
Special guest, bro. I'm the co-host.
Beaktolomy.
Huh? I'm the co-host, not a special guest.
Oh, I couldn't tell because your camera's so damn blurry. What's going on?
Buy me a new one.
That's you?
Buy me a new one then.
That's you? Who this?
That's me. Yes,
new camera. Who this?
All right. Hey, you got about $400 you can shoot me, and then you can give me a new camera.
It was clearer last week.
No, it wasn't. It looked exactly the same.
Nah, man. I could tell you had eyebrows. Now you look like one of those.
Fuck you.
Mind. You call me racist.
I ain't want to hear. Yeah, no, because you probably will say something racist. You probably will never get monetized for anything after the last episode. So
I know. Here's the thing. Okay. All right. Tell me this. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Because last time it was the Chinese thing, right? I said a few things. I said a thing here or there. I tried to mimic what Chinese words sound like. Right?
And even as it comes out of his mouth, he can't. Admit.
It wasn't racist. It wasn't racist.
Oh my god! I mean, I guess if you don't want it to be, anything can be what you want it to be.
No, it's not that I don't want it to be racist. So it's just not racist. Oh, I look horrible. You know, I was just sleeping. I was sitting there sleeping, having a dream about Wonder Woman 1984. Saw that. And
was
then
it good?
And then like
heard it was very war crimey.
Explain to me the war crimey.
No, it's war crimey anyways because Gal Gadot's in it. But no, how was it though?
Like, because I think if you like the first one, I don't see why you wouldn't like this one. I'm not really a fan of either of them.
Yeah, I didn't like the first one.
I like Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman is one of my favorite heroes, but it's just okay. Let's talk about Wonder Woman 1984. You messed up my. I was sleeping. You don't know how to stay on a topic.
What was the topic you were trying to stay on? I thought we were talking about conversation.
I was giving you my life. I was doing the podcast thing where we talk about like things happening around us for like an hour, and then we get to.
And then
I
asked you a question about your life, and I asked you a question about your life, and then you acted like.
But you didn't let me finish. You didn't let me finish. Oh my god, Jesus! You're such a Republican.
Continue.
Oh my god. Anyway, I watched Wonder Woman 1984 on Christmas Day because. Of course, Kalanika loved the first movie. She loved the first movie. It's got girl stuff in it and Wonder Woman's strong and stuff. So she really wanted to see the second one. And I wasn't like against seeing the second one, especially if I can just sit in my home and see it. I
wonder if anybody saw it in theaters. Fucking weirdos.
I'm sure people did. So we turned it on and watched it. I have to say, I think if I had to pick one, I think I enjoyed this one more, but it's probably for the first half of the movie and not so much for the last like 25% of the movie.
So just like the first one.
Why are you stuffing your mouth while you do it? You got to be faster.
It's ASMR, man. Okay, no, what I'm saying is that so it's just like the first one, where the last 25%, you're like, what am I even watching anymore?
No, I had a lot of problems with the first one. One of my problems is Gal Gadot is like
she can't fucking act. Wall. She's like a fucking stone wall. She's been hardened by her war crimes, and it's been awful life for her. So she sacrificed her ability to act.
I'm not saying nothing, no way about nothing like that.
She sacrificed her ability to act. That's what I mean.
I am in no way an actor, okay? But there's
I've
a
acted
big
before, and I can act better than Gal Gadot.
Oh my god. I'm not gonna say she's a bad actor. This definitely the character that they write for her never changes. Like in the first movie, she's just Wonder Woman, and they got all this stuff when she's a kid and all these things and all that. But there's no so they do the thing where your character believes something that isn't true, and then learning that truth is what the whole story is about, right?
Yeah.
And it's like the evils of man. Like I guess the first one is that men aren't just evil because of evil. There's more to it, right? That's whatever. But you don't see any of that with the character. She's really boring to me. She's boring. In this one,
what other movie do you remember Gal Gadot being in, and what character did she play?
Wonder Woman.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
So
She's
Wonder Woman
in
that Batman Superman, and Wonder Woman in Justice League, and Wonder Woman and Wonder Woman and Wonder Woman and Wonder Woman 1984, all the same character.
You remember? Do you remember the big movie she did right before Wonder Woman?
What was it?
Fast and Furious.
Wonder.
That's the kind of that's the kind of acting ability she has. Yeah.
Well, don't come on.
She was the worst actor in the movie, and that's saying something. Ludacris is in that movie, bro. Come on. Now.
Ludacris is not a bad actor.
Well, he definitely should have stuck to rapping and not became a fucking actor.
Okay. Anyway, all right. Listen. So in this movie, I really like Max Lord. I really like Max Lord. I thought, who's the funny woman? Who's the the SNL lady?
Kristen Wiig.
Sounds Kristen Wiig. I think she did a fine job. I think her character was. I thought her character's interesting. I thought Max Lord was interesting. I knew who they were gonna be, right? I'm a Wonder Woman. And we call him Wonder Max, okay? Because I'm wonderfully excited about Wonder Woman. I know who these characters are gonna end up being, and the mythos and all that junk, right?
Right.
And I thought those characters were done really well. I thought her little boyfriend coming back. Him coming back and experiencing the 80s, I thought
that's fucking funny.
All right. The worst part of the movie is the headline of the movie is Wonder Woman. It's just, and then so much of the movie, nothing's happening. Like, okay, all right. It does that thing, which is really reminiscent of like your old Supermans, right? The Christopher Reeve stuff, right?
Right.
But one thing that's really annoying about those movies is that, or not just those movies, but this is the thing that happens in movies. The audience figures out what's happening 30 to 40 minutes before the characters in the movie figure out what's happening. Oh. And I don't know if they do that to make you feel like they've been building like suspense or tension or something, but it ends up being a lot of the movie is not even around so much of the movie isn't around Wonder Woman because the villain is more interesting. And I don't know, it's just
funny.
I enjoyed. There are parts of this movie I remember, which it might be because it's recent. There are parts of the movie, the first movie.
I don't remember shit about the first movie.
I think I've seen the first movie like 3 times because Kolonica really likes it. I don't remember anything except the CGI fest at the end.
Oh God! Oh Jesus!
And that she actually fought the bad guy. Oh my God! Oh yeah. Well. Yeah. Max Lord was in. I like the Max. I like Max Lord.
Yeah. All right. I might check it out. I have HBO Max. So I might check it out. We actually watched. We watched Soul, the Disney movie where they decided they wanted to turn another black person into a not black person.
You mean
use them for the whole movie?
What is it? I think the Japanese name is it because you gotta change everything.
Oh no!
In Japan.
What is it?
I think it's something like a human soda.
Oh my God! Like that. Oh my God!
I think they. I don't know why they added more
human.
I think it's called. No, that's not it.
I don't even know what you about to say. I don't even want to know what you about to say. It looks good. I mean, it's a Disney movie. I liked it. It was very interesting to look at. I really liked the way a lot of.
It's called Soul for the World.
Yeah, it is.
Soul.
Just imagine if I think this is the easiest way to explain it. Imagine Yu Yu Hakusho or Bleach, right? But Disney made it, and they took out all the cool shit and they tried to teach you a life lesson. That was basically what Soul was. It wasn't bad. I'd recommend it if you want to look at.
It was an anime by Disney. Is that what you saying?
No, I'm talking about like story wise, Shavar. Jesus Christ, not literally what it is. Like I'm making a joke. It's about the soul world and all this other weird shit. I don't want to spoil it, but it was pretty good. I mean, I don't like how black people put stock in the things Disney does about black people, and they get mad when it's not like, you know, this perfect thing. Like, you got Jamie Foxx and Tina Fey. I don't know what you motherfuckers were expecting, but I liked it. It was a pretty fun movie.
Whoa, what's wrong with Jamie Foxx or Tina Fey besides them being Jamie Foxx and Tina Fey?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know why people. It's a Disney Pixar movie. What are you guys expecting? It's like when people were watching Princess and the Frog. Yeah, you remember Princess and the Frog? People were mad because she was a frog the whole time. They're like, she's not black enough in the movie. She's a frog the whole time. It doesn't count.
Man, she was so black, she was green.
Exactly. She was Piccolo all the way.
I didn't know that was an issue.
Yeah, it's an issue for people who like to fixate on things. But I mean, it's good. I wouldn't recommend it like a ton. I had fun with it. There were some really funny jokes in there. There were like Pixar Disney movies are a lot better than just regular Disney movies. Like I fall asleep during fucking Frozen and all that shit. Movies? No, not all Disney movies are Pixar movies. Toy Story is a Pixar movie. Frozen is not a Pixar movie.
Yeah, but those movies have different audiences too.
Exactly, they're funnier. They're better. They're better movies. They have better jokes. Like because this movie has good jokes. If you're a parent and you're trying to watch something with your kid and you don't want to be fucking bored the whole time, I would watch this. It is kind of depressing in some parts because the dude straight up is like, my life is meaningless. I didn't do shit with my life. And you're like, all right, man, damn. I was trying to watch a kid's movie and now you trying to make me fucking
Steve
sad.
Harvey being the main character? Is that
Jamie Foxx? Jamie Foxx is the main character. I know what you're trying to say. He looks just like Steve Harvey, but no, it's
I don't think he looks like Steve Harvey.
I don't want to see Steve Harvey shit anyway. Yeah, all black people do look the same. I look like you. You look like Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle looks like
no, you look like a Japanese
Brian
person.
Gumble. Brian Gumble looks like Brian Gumble looks like Al Sharpton. I don't even know who that is. Al Sharpton looks like Malcolm X. Malcolm X looks like Shaq. Shaq looks like LeBron. LeBron looks like Jaleel White. So it really doesn't matter anymore. Huh?
Bruh.
You just playing noises now?
No, I was cutting you off.
I was done talking already. That was dumb if you were trying to cut me off.
You playing Minecraft.
Why are you
out here?
What are you doing? What are you doing? Now you just deafened our viewer. Somebody's probably like driving right now and you just swerved off the road because you played this high-pitched terrorist noise in their ear.
Hey, it's Corona time. No one should be driving. Anyway,
that doesn't make any fucking sense. No, you should be driving. Should. Oh my god.
All right. Okay. All right. So it looks like here you playing a little Borderlands 3.
I actually just stopped a session of Borderlands 3. Me and Haley are playing it because she likes to shoot stuff.
Yeah, this border sesh, huh?
Yeah. No. It's really good. We started a new game yesterday. Probably at least have 4 or 5 hours in it. It's really good. It scratches that same itch all those other games did, but they improved a lot of things. Not all the guns feel as samey as they did in the last one. I've already run into a bunch of different guns, and we're only like level 10 or something. But yeah, it's super. It's really fun.
I heard it was good. A friend of the show who doesn't listen to the show, Ollie, says it's pretty good. So
Well, I got the PS5 upgrade, so. It's cool because you can switch in between the two. Guy. There's 2 different modes. There's 4K 60 FPS.
All right.
And then there's 1080p, which can go up to 120 FPS. I don't have a TV that does 120 FPS, but the game runs smoother
Did you decide not to get one while you were buying your yacht? Is that what was going on?
What are you talking about? What is the
Mr. Privilege just talking about your PlayStation 5?
Like, you mad because I got mine and you happen to not get yours? Okay. Anyway,
did you vote on that for that $600 stimulus package? Is that you're doing?
No, I actually voted for the
us?
$5 one because you niggas don't deserve any money. But yeah,
Oh my god, you and that N word.
You and that N word. Oh no, not the N word. But yeah, it's pretty good. It's really good shit. If you like looting and shooting, if you like humor, it's not the same humor as 2. I feel like they're trying to be like 2, but I looked it up. The writers are different for 3, but that doesn't mean anything. It's on sale right now on PSN if you want it with all the DLC for like $65. So, really good game. Super fun. Don't see an end in sight so far. I'm probably gonna start a solo game too, or start a game that I can use for multiplayer stuff. But yeah, I'm playing that. I'm playing a lot of Gears 5. I re-upped
What do
already,
you mean
which is
starting a
like
solo game too? I don't understand.
use another character
Of-
and start him off from level 1 without Haley.
Oh, you can't do it. I thought so. How are
I
you
can
guys
no, I can
playing
play
together
by
now?
myself, but I don't want to keep switch. I don't want her to come back and I'm like 30 levels above her. Like then it's not fun. Then I'm shooting everything in 2 hits, and then she can't do anything. We could do that because there's a mode in the game where you can make people's stats scale to each other. So we could do that, but I don't really care to. I'd rather just start another character. I finished Miles Morales. No spoilers, but I finished Miles Morales. Great game. Don't know if I like it. I went back and played the first Spider-Man and
What? Great game. Don't know if I like it.
No. Well, I didn't finish. I didn't finish what I was gonna say. I meant to say don't know if I like it more than the first one. I went back to the first one. Yeah, you just interrupted me when I was fucking talking. So the first one, I went back to it just to finish up the remaster trophies, which I did. I have 100% across the board now. But I was like, does this game really play different? And yeah, it plays a lot different than the Miles Morales one. Like, you just feel like more fucking like OP by the end of the game compared to the Miles Morales one. Like, there's not as many gadgets. Miles fights different. Like, you have to kind of string combos together. I don't want to spoil the people who haven't played it because people who played it know what I'm talking about. But it's really good. It's a really good game. I would not consider. I don't know why people kept trying to say it's like DLC. That's a full game. I'm gonna finish my New Game Plus probably soon. I need to start it, but great game. Yeah. Miles Morales is really good. If you haven't checked it out, you should. And
that rhymed in the hood.
Oh shit, it did. It really did rhyme. Fuck. And Lizard Brain really likes Black Ops 3, the 4-year-old Call of Duty game. So I'm having fun with that.
I've been trying to play Black Ops, Call of Duty, Black Warfare. What's the new one? Cold Ops, Cold War.
Cold War. Did you buy Cold War?
Yeah, I bought it. I've been trying to play with.
You didn't tell me you bought it.
Toru for like the past. It's on Oh my god, PC. It's on the PC.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's different.
Yeah, but I didn't know it was crossplay. I would have just bought it on the PlayStation if I knew it was crossplay. Number one. Number two, I've been trying to play with the friend of the show Toru, and a friend of the show Toru is just never around when I'm trying to play. I played a little bit. I got moped by the zombies. I played the zombies mode.
Yeah, zombies is a lot, man. It's a lot.
Yeah. Other than that, I've been playing Neo. Racking up them points, them Amritas, getting my. I'm probably gonna play tonight when we're done here, but getting my levels up and building my character. I got my magic to 200. I'm excited. I'm happy about that.
That's good. No, that's cool.
I feel strong. But other than that, I went back to Avengers. I played as Kate Bishop. To me, she's I don't know. I think because I was really having fun with Hulk and Captain America. I didn't really touch Thor much. Scarlett Johansson was nice. But
you mean Black Widow?
Kate Bishop's just, huh?
You mean Black Widow?
No.
Yeah, Kate Bishop. What about Kate Bishop?
She's rad. She's maybe I think she has my favorite. I don't know. Just using her and her abilities, so
is Hawkeye dead or something?
Fun to use. Nah, he's around.
He's around. Okay.
He's gonna join the game. I think January or something.
Okay, cool. I actually restarted the game because I think I've talked about it on here before, but my save has been glitched and I couldn't move past a certain section of the game, so I restarted it last night and got to the mission where you have to find Tony, which is funny enough because it's exactly the mission that right after that is when my game glitched. So I just skipped every fucking cutscene as fast as I could. I'm playing on an external hard drive on PS5, so the load times are still the same as they were for everybody else because I don't have fucking room on my hard drive. But yeah, I'm playing on hard mode too, just to get my experience up faster. But yeah, no, it fucking game. I just like beating shit up. I don't know why people have such a problem with this game, especially when you have shit like Cyberpunk come out, and then people have the nerve to compare this game to Cyberpunk. So
I don't know, man. There were lots of glitches at the beginning, but it also became just fun to make fun of it. But it's a fun game. There's still glitches. I had a cutscene where Captain America, like my version of Captain America, has like a helmet on, but in the cutscene he's not supposed to. So there's like a black thing on his forehead or something. But to me, that's it's not
That's
great.
funny.
It's not good at anything. But it like the cutscene lasted like 10 seconds, and everything else was working fine. So I don't know. I really enjoyed playing the game.
Right.
I wish I had other people to play with, but even you won't turn it on. So
Well, hey, it's because did I not just fucking explain why I don't play the game? That's why I restarted it so I can play more. I need to unlock all the heroes. I wasn't gonna keep playing the game if I couldn't.
That's what it is.
I wasn't gonna keep playing the game if the only heroes I had were Iron Man, Kamala, and Hulk. I wasn't gonna fucking
Kamala. It's Kamala.
Yeah, Kamala Harris, Kamala Khan, two different people. So
Didn't you just say the same thing?
No, Kamala Harris, Kamala Khan. If you can't understand the difference between those two, you're having a stroke, and we need to get out of this Discord call. All right, so we don't have that much stuff to talk about this week. We actually just want to talk about, what we played this year and what was our favorite stuff from this year too. So, we're gonna talk about our games of the we're gonna talk about our games of the year later, but we're gonna jump into a few news things first. So
that's gonna be hard, man. You made it hard because I think I only you said we gotta pick 5. I think I only played 4. It's tough.
You can do 4 of them. I said we did 5 games of the year, so we're gonna get to that later. You can think about it as we talk, but get your sounds out, man. We about to get started. What you doing? Get them sounds ready.
We gotta decide what we're doing for New Year's.
Bro, did you even listen to what I'm just saying? Don't talk business on the podcast. We're recording a podcast. Jesus Christ. All right, so Cyberpunk 2077. Since we last talked on this podcast about it, things went to shit. Since we last talked about it on here, PSN allowed refunds for the game. They took the game off the store. Xbox, Steam, and GOG, which is run by CD Projekt Red, they all released refunds, and a lot of people got their money back for the game because it was released in a shitty and unplayable state. There have been a couple of patches. There's an HDR patch to fix HDR on Xbox and PlayStation. And there was also a patch to fix saves on PC corrupting if you crafted too many items. Because if your save file got bigger than 8 megabytes, it would be corrupted. They patched that stuff out though now. So big clusterfuck. Like I said, I played it a couple times since we last talked about it. I haven't played it too much. Fun game. It's just marred down by being broken in a lot of ways. I've had it crash on me a couple more times since the last time we talked about it. It had some weird glitches. My car is just blown up multiple times randomly out of nowhere. But yeah, rest in peace, Cyberpunk. Let's hope that when that next gen patch comes out, things kind of start shaping up a little more. I mean,
I mean, they're getting sued and stuff. I feel bad for the developers, and I've never worked in a capacity where the work that I do does not really correlate with the people who make the decisions in the same, like, I guess in most jobs it's like that, but in this, like, these people making this game and like the things they do and why they do it for the game are not the same reasons that the executives and the people who make those decisions make the decisions. Like, the people making the game want things to run a certain way, be fun to a certain extent and
Right.
tell a story a certain way. The executives want things to happen because they want it out on time, or they want
Right.
um they want the game to have this hashtag on it or something. You know what I mean? And like
Yeah.
the fact that it's come out so bad, I was never up on the game,
I,
but
I I
the fact
didn't
that
really
it's
know
come
what it was
out
going to be until right before it came out. So
and it's so bad and it's so glitchy and it's just unplayable on most of the systems that it's bought on, even
even
on
PC.
PC. It's not great. It's kind of sad because
Yeah.
you can tell a lot of work has gone into it, and the future of that franchise or whatever the whole company, all its developers relied on this game, and just not looking good.
Yeah,
Not
dude.
looking.
I don't know. I want to go back to it. I want to play it. But I'm waiting on patches, and I hate it. It sucks for the people who probably really wanted this to be something good, but like you said, other stuff gets in the way, like release dates and people want to crunch shit so that they can get shit on time, and games don't come out the way that people maybe would have wanted them to. Especially a game that's in the work for almost more than 10 years, if not 10 years. It was
Yeah.
announced 10 years ago. Well, it was announced 8 years ago, which means it's been in the works probably at least 10 years. So, yeah, no, I feel bad for people who are looking forward to the game. I feel bad for the developers. But hey, listen, it's a great thing about 2020. There's nothing patches can't fix. You see No Man's Sky. People act like that game turned on a dime, even though it's not fun. The game has more stuff now, and people say
No,
that it's
I
doing
wouldn't say
better.
that. People are playing that game a
No,
lot.
yeah, no,
It's pretty
I'm just
popular right
joking.
now.
People really like No Man's Sky, but yeah, no, that was a joke. It's definitely got playability, but I mean,
Also,
this game will recover. It will recover because people will. I'm sorry, people are gonna
I
meme
mean, it's
about it
almost done.
forever. Yeah, people are gonna meme about it, but whenever they update it and stuff, I know that not many people can go back to it. But it's gonna be one of those things
Yeah,
where in a year or two, people will be
that.
like, after the patches, it was perfect. It was a great game.
Well, that's the thing. I don't like that because to me it's, I don't know. It's like shows the fickleness of the consumer end of this, and kind of why this is the way it is anyway. People are not gonna care if this game is good in 6 months.
Right.
Same with even like No Man's Sky. So many people, like the people playing it are mostly people who continued playing it throughout, and new people new to the game,
Mm-hmm.
right? But it's not as big as it would have been if it were good then. And people will go on about how horrible it is, even when maybe it won't be in the future. And then the next Among Us or Fall Guys will pop up, and everybody will be coming in their pants about that
Yeah.
for a month, like it's the best thing for a month. And not saying those games don't take effort or whatever, uh, but that'll happen. We'll have like 3 of those next year. Remember, it was Fall Guys, and a month later it was Among Us, and then it's Hades, and then we're back to Among Us. And then everybody's going to complain about your FIFAs and your Call of Duties, and then they're going to sell 50 million copies a piece. And it's kind of like we go off and complain about the quality of the games and rushing, and then when they take too long, we complain that they're delayed. And it's kind of, you
Yeah.
can't win if you're making these
Oh yeah,
games.
no, you really
You
can't
just have
win.
to, kind of luck out.
Yeah.
Like the game has to be good, and you have to not have talked about it or no one knew it. And the smaller you are, the more people will like you simply because you're small.
Oh, Super Giant,
The
so
bigger you
great.
are,
This is a small company.
you can't tell stories that are more provocative, even though people say games are too child. It's like you can't win. You can't
Yeah.
win everyone over. You can't win most of. I mean, Last of Us, great game.
Amazing
People
game.
hated it.
Awesome game. Well, yeah, people will find a way to hate any popular thing. I mean, that's the thing is like I'm
Ghost of
laughing
Tsushima,
because
great game. No one finished it. I didn't finish it.
why did people not finish it? It's not that long.
Well,
I
people don't
finished it.
people don't
It's
finish
not
most
long.
games. People don't
Yeah,
finish
but
most games.
like
It's something
especially
like
that game's
17% of people finish Uncharted, and that's like one of the best selling PlayStation. You know
And
what I
that's
mean?
but the thing
God
about
of War.
Tsushima is like its gameplay loop isn't bad, and when you get to the point where you can finish the story, like you can just finish it, and then you can do everything else after. And it's a good story
But
too.
people,
It's really good.
okay. People playing games today are not like when people played games before. It wasn't about the challenge or just getting through the story or whatever. People play games in the same way that they watch TV shows now. That's why people do complain about games like Dark Souls or something or
Right.
whatever. That's why you have stuff in Neo
Right.
like cat scrolls and things. So people just run through them. People just want to get in, get out, and they're done. You know, they'll get Tsushima. They'll get what other games came out this year?
Assassin's Creed.
Assassin's Creed. They'll play it and then they'll say, "Oh, that was a good game," and then not touch it, even though they got 25% of the way through. That's just normal.
I don't get that,
It's the
especially
gamer
like,
way.
and I've never been like that. You know, it's different when I'm not interested in a game. There have been plenty of times I'm just not interested in the game anymore. I'm like, this is boring. I think the last game I forced myself to complete because I was not enjoying it anymore and it got stale was Mafia 3. Great game to a point. It was about 4 or 5 hours too long story wise. I felt like it was a slog the last chunk of that game. And you know, that I get, but I feel like it's almost like expected that people don't finish
Open
games
world
they
games
buy
like that,
now. I
like
feel like
Grand Theft Auto. I understand. Yeah, I finished.
well, that's the thing is like a lot of games aren't like that though. Like that's the thing. A lot of games people don't finish aren't like super long ass. I get people not finishing like Borderlands or like Neo or something like that
Well,
within the year,
people
right?
don't finish most games.
That's insane, dude. Like especially when there's games easy to beat like Spider-Man. Like if I wanted to, I could have beat that in like a day. Like especially the main story part.
Yeah, well, I
It's
mean,
not
it's also people experience games. I mean, streaming wouldn't be as important or popular if people wouldn't rather just watch.
that's true. A lot
So
of
many
people would
people
rather
just
watch
watch
somebody
on
play
YouTube.
games.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, that's
I've
it.
literally heard from people that games are too complicated for them, so they'd rather just watch somebody else play them. I
Yeah,
don't
well, some of
agree.
us are better than others.
No, yeah, I agree because I feel like that's weird. I feel like if you can't wrap your mind around the game, bruh, chill out. But yeah, no. Shout out Cyberpunk 2077. You know,
Dead game.
you were
Dead
bad
game alert.
before. Yeah, yeah. I'm still playing it. It's fun. If you like broken games, wait for that, and then the sequel to that will be Halo Infinite. So let's just see how that's gonna
Hey,
go. We'll talk about that in a minute.
Fight.
Matter of fact,
about it
let's talk about Halo Infinite now. Let's talk. We're
Hey,
already here.
yo, guess
So
what? You're sitting around in your house, right? In your crib.
uh-huh.
You got that Xbox
Are you
One
just
X,
yeah? Okay, yeah. I'm
all right?
listening. Yeah. Okay.
And you're like, man, I can't wait to get my hands on Halo. And it just so happens to also be the year 2077. Guess what? Halo's still coming out on your Xbox One X in the year 2077. This is a great year for Xbox. They've teamed up with the game of the century, and they have literally probably the game of the century coming out because it's going to take so long for this Halo to get released.
So right, Halo,
and you can play it on your One X. You don't have to wait. You don't have to
Yeah.
get the Series X.
So Halo Infinite. So what Shavar's talking about is after the Cyberpunk debacle, a lot of people had questions about Halo Infinite. They're like, hey, so is there still going to be an Xbox One version of that game? Are you guys going to aim for Series X? Like, because obviously we've seen what happens when you don't focus on base consoles that people still have because the new consoles just fucking came out and a lot of people don't have them. And there was somebody who tweeted out, it was really funny. Somebody working on Halo Infinite said, please leave me alone. Yes, there's an Xbox One version, right? So this is funny because I feel like if anything, this saved Halo Infinite's ass if they were thinking about even trying to do the same thing Cyberpunk was doing. Because me and Shavar mentioned it months before Cyberpunk came out. There was no base console gameplay. Like they never showed us any gameplay from console. It was always PC. And then on next gen consoles, it was the PS4 version on the next gen console, or the Xbox One version on the Xbox Series X. So They said, yeah, it'll be delayed, but it'll be polished, and it'll roll out on all versions of the console smoothly. And I'm not gonna lie, we're gonna talk about another version thing about all these games now, but I don't know. I don't see that going smoothly. I don't know. Maybe Halo Infinite will be better optimized and won't have like weird texture loading shit like Cyberpunk 2077 did. But I don't imagine it running well, or I don't imagine either that version is gonna run well and it'll be okay, or they're gonna fuck up the Series X version, which I think that's a highly unlikely. They're definitely going to make the Series X version better, and the One and One X version they're going to be okay at best. And the PC version is going to be great. I can't wait to play Halo Infinite on PC because it's coming PC first day. So I'm chilling. But
Yeah, I'll probably if I play it, I'll probably play it on the PC.
Yeah, I don't have an Xbox. But yeah, I don't know. This is interesting. It's starting to get into this whole versions of games thing, because what I originally thought this was going to do is what backwards compatibility is right now, where you have a PS4 game get played by a PS5, but it just plays the PS5 version and it works the same. No, it turns out they are two completely different fucking versions of the game.
We're talking about Control now?
No, we're not talking about Control. We're talking about Halo. Like, the Series X version, it has to be a different version than the One X version. Like that, like I don't see how they could be the same version and then it works fine, because we saw that happen with Cyberpunk and it did not work out that way. So I don't know how they're gonna make this whole game share thing work if they have to make a lower powered version of the game. I imagine it's gonna be an Xbox One game that's just backwards compatible with Series X, but they're gonna slap the Series X sticker on it. Like, it's not actually gonna look. It'll just run at scaled up 4K and 1440p and stuff, but it won't actually be that.
No, I don't think that's what I think is going to happen is they're going to take the time to make, the lower version of the game play well and the higher version of the game play its best. I think that's that's the whole point of the delay. They didn't say when it's coming out. Yeah. It's probably going to come out a year from now.
Yeah, no, it's right? Not coming out spring. They said it was coming out spring this year. It's not coming out spring. It's coming out like fall next year. Yeah, no.
And they're working on it, and they know the console better than anyone else, right? So, I doubt, they're gonna let a Cyberpunk situation happen again.
No, and it's Microsoft. They saw what happened in Cyberpunk, and Microsoft's been they're starting to get focused recently. I see that they're really trying to take advantage of this Game Pass thing and this Play Everywhere thing. So I'm hoping that they'll be smart enough to make sure that this is like as impressive as they keep saying they want it to be. Because if they keep just saying it and it doesn't get executed, then it's not going to be a good look. But hey, I like Halo. I just, I want it to do well. I just don't want it to look like a fucking Telltale game when it comes out next year.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah.
But it will. It will.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I won't. It won't. I'm just walking around. All right, Control. CONTROL.
Right, so Control, the Ultimate Edition is coming out for PS5 and Series X next year. But I'm confused because we talked about this before. So Control Ultimate Edition and Control, two different games now, right? They're two different games.
Right.
There is no PS5 version of Control. You can only play the PS4 version on PS5. But if you buy the PS4 Ultimate Edition, then you get the PS5 upgrade for free and all the DLC.
Right.
So,
right.
But here's the thing. I'm confused because Control already had ray tracing. It already ran at 60 frames per second. And I turned Control on my PS5, and maybe my eyes weren't working. It did not seem like it was running as well as it could have. It seems like they're straight up, like, on the PS5, they're just locking the frame rate to sub 60 and making the game not look as good as it could. Because I played Black Ops 3, and that's a 4-year-old game, and that game looks beautiful. And then I play Control, and I'm like, wow, they really are just kneecapping this version because they know they're coming out with an Ultimate Edition. So I don't even know what's going on anymore. I understand there's no free upgrade. Like Devil May Cry 5, there's no free upgrade either, right? But what is actually being changed about the game is my thing. Is it just it has all the DLC? And you guys just don't want to give me the option to get the PS5 version? Does the PS5 version even look a lot better? The thing they focused on in the trailer was the menus. That's what they were focused on in the trailer. And the menus in the PS5 version were fine for me. So if that's what the Ultimate Edition's for, then
So
what the fuck am I
can you
buying?
explain? Okay, what version are you playing right now? What
Vanilla,
version did you
the
play?
regular control. We bought it last year. Regular control, we bought it for like $30, right? Just regular, no DLC, just control. That's it. It has like some basic
Okay, so
DLC, but it doesn't have all the DLC like the Ultimate Edition. It's not Ultimate Edition. It's not Ultimate Edition. Regular game.
So, when you play that on the 5, there are no enhancements?
There are enhancements. It runs a lot better than it does on my vanilla PS4, but it is not consistent 60 frames. The particle effects are definitely downgraded from what I've seen on PC, just the vanilla version of the game, like with ray tracing. Because the original game has ray tracing. That's what I don't understand. Is that
Yeah,
now
I know,
they're just
I know, you said
they're
it.
telling us to go fuck ourselves because now I'm playing this lower resolution version of the game that was made for PS4, even though my console can play it, but my console's not allowed to unlock the full potential of it. Because don't get me wrong, it runs better, it plays better, it loads faster and everything, but I don't like that this Ultimate Edition is going to be coming out and it's going to do those things even better because they decided, oh, this original version, screw you guys, you don't need to unlock the frame rate. Even though Ultimate Edition came out like a year after the original game came out, right? Like, it's not even.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like we're getting into
I don't think it's a whole year.
We're getting in this territory where the versions of games thing is going to be very confusing. There are people on Mortal Kombat 11 who did not know they were playing the PS4 version on their PS5 instead of the PS5 version. And it's like, because you have to like go in the options menu and say you want to play this version, because you can have both versions downloaded on your console. Why? I don't fucking know. I had the PS4 version and the PS5 version of MK11 on my PlayStation for no reason. I don't need the PS4 version, but I can switch between the two versions. Why? Don't know. I can still play against people on PS4, so I have no idea why they let you do this. So I'm confused when this whole version thing is gonna end. Are we gonna see this end when like we see these consoles like the PS4 and stuff get phased out, or is this gonna be something where it's just like, all right, you got to check if you're playing the right version of the game. Are you playing Cold War on PS4? Are you playing on PS5? Because you got both versions. Because when you buy the PS5 version, they automatically give you the PS4 version for some fucking reason.
It's not going to last much more than a year. I don't see it as that big of a problem. I mean, here's the thing. It's going to take education for people to know that, you know, you're playing this version or that version. And that's why now they have like a warning whenever you start a PlayStation 4 version of a game that you're playing the PlayStation 4 version.
They just added that like last week.
I don't think it's that big of a deal.
It is though.
I mean, it'll be a thing for a year, and then it won't be a thing because everything will be on the 5.
I don't think. You think everything's gonna be on the 5 in a year?
I think in a year is when Sony's gonna say, okay, now everything's gonna be on the 5. I don't see. And then happening. You'll have stuff on the 4, but at that point, right, it's not going to be people moving over from a 4 to you either have a 4, you have a 5. When you get the 5, right. People will know, the word will spread. Make sure you get the 5 version.
I get what you're saying.
Controls like fuck that.
It's just not.
I will let you know you ain't got the version.
It's just not intuitive. Is my thing. You know, it's not like the most intuitive thing I've seen so far is Devil May Cry 5. If you're down the PS4 version, on the side it literally offers you to buy the deluxe version, which I think is a slap in the face. But it's also letting you know that you are not playing the PS5 version. Every game also says PS4 next to it or PS5. No, it doesn't say PS5. It's PS5. But if it's a PS4 game, it says PS4 next to it in the menu. I'm not worried about that because I've screwed enough around with the menus enough to know if I'm playing the right version of the game or not. And I know the difference between MK4, MK11, PS4, MK11, PS5, and my PS5. Runs way different. It looks different. It looks blurry a little bit on the PS4 version. So, you know, that's the thing. I just need to be more intuitive. I don't need to be a thing where... I don't need it to be a thing where... I
haven't seen it, but...
Yeah, you haven't... That's the thing. You haven't seen it. So that's the thing. It's not intuitive. You could download a game... Like, okay, like for instance, I just bought Borderlands 3. When I downloaded it downloaded both versions of the game because I bought it and I put my PS5 in rest mode. I just didn't touch it after that, right? I told it to download everything and then I put it in rest mode, right? But right before I downloaded it, it said on the checklist, right? You know, when you download something with all the DLC, it has a full checklist or whatever, and it's like select all, download. On the list was the PS4 version. Why the fuck would I want to download the PS4 version if I'm on my PS5 and the PS5 version
I don't
is
know,
out.
but the moment the option's not there, people are gonna bitch and moan that the option's not there. So the option's there. You just gotta uncheck.
Nah, fuck that. Anybody who doesn't want that option, they're a fucking idiot. Because if you
Yeah,
want to play
but
a less powerful version of your game, and it's not because you have a gaming PC that can't handle the more powerful version of the game, I don't see why you would not just want the free upgraded version.
No. You can't make the argument that to remove an option to do something for the sole reason that
oh my god,
people haven't lucked up or like just uncheck the PlayStation 4 version.
All right, okay. Let me say this a different way. Let's say you go on to YouTube, right? And you got a bunch of viewing options. You got HD, you got 4K, you got 1440p, and this bitch defaults to 360p, right? And you just trying to watch something. You just clicked on the shit. You just trying to watch it. Do you really want to have to go all the way through your shit and click play the 1080p version? No, because that should just be fucking common sense. Of course, I want the highest definition thing my thing can output.
Let me get something clear. Didn't you just say when you downloaded Borderlands 3, it gave you a checklist of all the things that come with it, and one of those things checked is a PlayStation 4
at the bottom of the list.
Uncheck that?
At the bottom of the list, under all the DLC, it was the PS4 version, which, Shavar, be honest. Are you or anybody else going to check that shit whenever it tells you?
But can you just answer the question?
Because you want to be right.
Can you or can you not uncheck that?
What do you think? When I tell you there's a checkbox somewhere, what do you think?
Don't
ask me a question you already know the answer to, bruh. I told you it was a checkbox, and you know it's a checkbox, bruh. Come on, don't do that.
I'm just trying to be clear that you're saying that it's actually a box which you can check and uncheck, or if it's just a list that says a check, you're gonna get this. That's what I'm asking.
Okay, so it's on a checklist, and let's see, it's main game, all the DLC for the game. Which if you played Borderlands 3. There's 17 fucking DLCs, and at the bottom of the list is the PS4 version, which is like 50 fucking gigs. 50 extra gigs that you don't need.
All right. Okay, got it. But just answer this yes or no, okay? Can you uncheck the PlayStation 4 version?
Yes, Shavar. Why are you going back and forth? I told you it's a checkbox. What the fuck do you think?
No, you were like...
We're not in court, dude. So, don't do that.
I just want the answer. I don't want it. That's it.
Oh my god! Yes, the answer is yes. So hey, guys, anybody listening to this, when there's a checkbox, you can leave the checkbox unchecked and check it. I think that's what Shavar is trying to get across. I don't think he understands how checkboxes work, but I can explain it for everybody since Shavar doesn't get it. I appreciate that though, bro.
Oh, thank you. Okay, so if the box is there to check, now you know that when you download these games that are cross-gen, to uncheck it. I don't see what the big problem with that is. I don't think
what I'm saying.
The solution is
because
to remove
Shavar,
the ability to do so.
Okay, nobody's saying to remove the ability to do anything. We're saying don't fucking auto download the other fucking. That's what it does. It auto downloads the PS4 version of the game. When I did the upgrade for MK11. Yeah, it downloaded the PS4 version, and it like made me download it. It like tried to make me download it when I just downloaded PS5 upgrade. Like that's the thing. It's like people will have their hard drives clogged up, and they don't even know why. I've seen people say they only have 3 games in their system because they don't fucking know that they have the PS4 version on there too.
The Mortal Kombat didn't have a check mark thing?
No, it didn't, Shavar. That's what I'm telling you. I clicked upgrade. It said, cool, upgrade, cool. I'll download the PS5 version. Oh, and I'm slapping the PS4 version in there too, just in case. Even though it doesn't need both of them to run it. Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous, dude. But anyway, Control, fuck you guys. Fuck 505 Games for that bullshit. Not Remedy Entertainment, they're cool, but 505 Games, y'all can suck a dick because y'all are out here trying to make people buy a brand new version of a game that you put on sale 30 fucking times before you release a brand new version of it that runs better blatantly. So you can suck a dick. And I will buy this Game of the Year version when it's $5. But before that, I'm just going to play the vanilla version on my PS5 and blink really fucking fast so it feels like I'm playing Ultimate Edition with actual particle effects and locked 60 frames per second.
Okay. I mean, I don't like for the Control thing, hey. I don't know.
Okay. All right.
I think it'd be cool if they came out with their free edition, but maybe they have to work really hard on it.
I mean, like I said,
I don't know.
I'm sorry, I just don't see the difference between Sony can release Miles Morales on PS4 and it works fine, and it's on PS5 and it works better. But guess what? Neither version is bad or anything like that. And guess what? When you want to play it on PS5, you don't even got to pay extra. You download it and you play it. And I don't know why Devil May Cry and Control have chosen to do this. They kind of just like, hey, fuck you, buy this game again. It's like, all right, cool.
I think it's the money to be made. That's all.
I don't know. It's weird when it's a game that came out fucking... Mortal Kombat 11 came out like 4 years ago and they gave me a free update. And Control can't do that, and it came out last year, bro.
I think there's a little difference with that, because Mortal Kombat's a multiplayer kind of living and breathing thing. There's a health to the game.
So people will be madder at them, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's just literally it. People will be more upset at them, especially since this is the
Call of Duty. Call of Duty's a $10 upgrade, and that's the middle ground. That's the stupid shit I don't get, where it's like, oh, we pay us $10.
It's $10 and it's new, right? So, and you're only paying. You're not like paying a premium. You're just paying what somebody who just got it on the PlayStation 5 would also be paying. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I get it. I know from an economic standpoint too. You know, they want to make money off people who may not have played this version and want the better version, right? But
I'm not saying it's good.
It's good from a profit standpoint. It is from a profit standpoint. It's good. It's just that, you know, I did not finish Control. I did not finish Devil May Cry. I didn't even start Devil May Cry 5. And here's the thing about those games is that if I haven't started them yet, I'm not buying the other version of it when I have the old version in my backlog. I will play Devil May Cry 5 slightly blurry version on my PS5 at 60 frames per second lock. Because I'm not rebuying a game I didn't even get to fucking finish in the first place. Like, your game just came out last year. You think half the people who will play your game even got to access it yet? No. But you know what you're gonna flip around and be like, hey, fuck you. Here's a new version of it, and this old version's kind of defunct now. You shouldn't buy that version. It's dead. And even though it came out last year, it's dead.
So how do you feel about Neo 1? Because that's coming out again.
Oh, I didn't like when they re-released the new Spider-Man game either. I mean, I feel like that's kind of bullshit too, because that came out the same year as Mortal Kombat. And still no free upgrade. Well, I didn't like that either.
Like I said, yeah, I think it's plausible that they're doing work and then to not make money from it is kind of weird. I don't know.
Okay, and also Spider-Man Remake is different because that game actually fucking looks a lot different than it did when it came out. They updated both games and put performance mode with ray tracing, because you can do ray tracing with 60 frames per second, but with less crowd density now. And it's great. It looks fantastic. Does not look... I even played the old one to see what it looked like. They don't even fucking look the same, bruh. But Control, I can guarantee you, if they just unlock the frame rate and told it to do full ray tracing for PS5, we wouldn't be in this fucking conversation.
Yeah. All right. Well, hey, people.
That's news. Hey, I gotta...
You gotta what?
I gotta pee, man. I'll be right back.
Oh my god. This, oh my god. All right. So, this guy's peeled off to go, wiggle the snake. Oh man. Next, we're gonna talk about Game of the Years. Games of the Year. Hey man, I don't know. I'd say in the past 3 years, I've only played maximum 6 games. It's crazy, man. I probably spent like $600 on games a year. I've got them all. Don't play any of them. Don't play any of them at all. You know how it is. Get to working, and you're done with work, and sit down and the old lounger back there, and the woman gets on your back about how much ginger beer you're drinking, how much ginger beer you're not drinking. You gotta go either drink ginger beer or apologize for drinking the ginger beer. I've had to do both in the same week. It's crazy. Oh man, it's It's something, you know. And then when you finally get to the weekend, you got one day. You got one day. You're juggling your options. I mean, what are your options to do today? You could go and better
Okay, what are you
yourself,
talking
study
about?
something. You hold on, I'm soliloquying here.
Oh God.
You
Okay.
you can teach yourself a new recipe. You can play that game you've really been waiting to get to, or you can let your body recharge and sit in that old seat you've been sitting in. Pull out the drinks and
What are
just
you?
wait for the sun to go down
Don't do
and
that.
come back up again. Anyway, top 5 games of the year and what you're looking forward to next year. What are your games of the year, Biko? Look. I don't want none of that tomfoolery. I want the number one best game of the year. Which one
You
is it?
want number one? No, we're not getting number one yet. I'm going to
Number
talk
one.
about you. Well, it should be obvious what I've talked about what my number one game is this year already, but I do want to talk about the games that were also my top games of the year because I played a lot of video games this year because didn't fucking go outside. So do you want to know my number one? Is up front? Like this is what you want to know?
I just no. Start at
Okay.
5.
5. Okay, we're
us
gonna do
down
5
to number 1.
5 to 1. Wow. Well, I'm only gonna do games that came out this year. I'm not gonna do that weird thing where
I mean, duh. What are you
well,
talking about, buddy?
because I played a lot of games. Okay, sure. I know this is crazy, but people play games that came out before the year that it currently is. Sometimes, it's
You mean
insane.
like
I played Dark Souls
like
this year and beat it the first time, and that
That
came
came out
out in
this year?
2011. No, that came out in 2011.
Oh, you mean Dark Souls,
Dark
not
Souls
the
came out in
Demon
2011.
Souls?
But that's a good point. That was actually my number 5 was Demon Souls, the remake, and I feel like I'm only giving it number 5 because it is a remake. It's not a brand new game. They did add a couple of new things, but it is a remake. It's not a reimagining or a remaster. It is straight up bare bones. We're making the game, making it look really good and putting good animations in it. I have had so much fun with this game. I've already made like 2 or 3 builds, just doing stupid shit in PvP. As far as Souls games go, I think that this might be the easiest one. Which is funny because I remember back in the day, people used to talk about how Demon Souls was definitely the hardest one, but after playing it, no, it's not. Definitely the hardest
Well, the mechanics
one.
are a lot easier now because you can move, right?
Well, that's the only thing they changed. The only thing they changed is that you have omnidirectional rolling now, right? That's the only thing they changed, but everything else is the same. So
I mean, that's a big change.
Omnidirectional rolling, and it's just quality of life improvements, like omnidirectional rolling. But that's not okay. But sure, when people talk about Demon Souls being hard, was that what they were talking about? What they were saying? Oh, the rolling's so bad. Oh man, the fucking rolling.
Really important. Omnidirectional rolling is why half of the community thinks Dark Souls 2 is the worst game.
No, that's not why. It's iframes. It's not has nothing to do with the directional rolling.
It absolutely has to do with directional rolling as well.
It's omnidirectional in Dark Souls 2 as well. It's just the iframes are fucked up and you don't have invincibility frames. There's a difference.
All right, I'll prove you wrong. Just keep going.
All right, so Demon Souls is great. It's really good. If you have PS5 and you've never played it before, I could definitely suggest trying it out. What I like about Demon Souls more than the Dark Souls games as far as like progression is it's not that weird thing where the whole world is connected and like you can get to every part through a different little like, shortcut or whatever. It's more so that you have 5 worlds you can go into whatever fucking order you want to. And that can either lead to the game being stupid hard or it can lead to it being hilariously fun once you finish 2 areas and then you just go stomp the other 3 areas because you can finish the first parts like with your eyes closed. It's not as difficult combat wise. There's some weird gimmicky stuff. Some of the bosses are literally just gimmicks. I don't want to spoil anything for people who haven't played it. I know it's like a 10 or 11-year-old or 12-year-old game, but very, very solid game. It says something about the original game that it holds up so well years later. Like the gameplay itself, it doesn't feel stiff. I know the graphics lend a lot to it, which, not gonna lie, it's the prettiest game I've seen this year, hands down. Even with Miles Morales looks amazing, but Demon Souls is really good looking even without ray tracing and stuff. But yeah, I've been having a blast with it. I think it's great. I think it's definitely one of my favorite Souls games now. But if I'm gonna rank it in difficulty, I'd put it at like the bottom. It's the one I had the least amount of trouble with. I think I would put. How would you rank the Souls games as far as hardest to least hard? Because I think the hardest one is, I don't know. I think 2 counts because there's stuff wrong with 2. But I think the hardest one is 3, and then 1, and then 2, and then Demon Souls. But what do you think?
Okay. So I've only played the original Demon Souls. I've only played 4 or 5 hours of Dark Souls 3.
Oh, really?
I've maybe
Oh, that game's
played
sick, dude.
about the same amount of Dark Souls 2. I've platinum Bloodborne, and I probably got 30 to 40% through Sekiro before something happened. I think that's when I moved or something, and I kind of stopped playing. Maybe I think that's what happened.
Probably.
To me, Sekiro is the most technically challenging of those games.
By far.
But because you can do more, it's easier. It's kind of like how in the way... Yeah, it's technically more challenging than the other games. But to me, because you have more options of how to approach combat, it's not nearly as hard.
Right. I'm not counting those as much because I don't count Bloodborne and Sekiro as much because they have, like, they are very similar. They're very similar games. Bloodborne more so than Sekiro, but I don't know. I feel like they're different enough. I don't like to put them in the same exact cat. I know everybody likes to, but yeah.
I think they can go in the same boats. They have the same philosophies as far as difficulty is concerned.
I don't know. Sekiro different. Sekiro built different, but
not as far as difficulty. I don't think Sekiro's that different. As far as like the philosophy behind how to make this difficult. Because if you're talking about difficulty, you have to talk about the design. Is the Super Meat Boy difficult in the same way that Dark Souls is?
No.
In no way.
No,
it's a completely different philosophy behind making the game hard to play. Right? Even like Neo's difficulty is not in the same way that it is in Dark Souls. Neo's difficulty is more about execution and then changing the way you execute. When you go to New Game Plus, there's a new thing you have to learn to do, or else you're just gonna die every time.
Well, that's how I feel about Sekiro. I feel like Sekiro is a lot more skill based than. I feel like the Souls games, what makes them hard is the mystery part, and you trying to figure out what the fuck you're supposed to do.
Okay, what makes this? Well, some of it is the mystery, like where do I go, what do I do? But I think the hardest part of the Souls games is when you get to an enemy, how do I beat this enemy? Is it just like swing before they do? Am I going to want to roll behind them first? And doing that within an environment. I don't think Sekiro is that different. It's how do I counter this enemy and what are their attacks, and doing it in this environment. I think that's basically the same.
It's more involved, but it's about the same thing. Yeah, okay. I get that. I get
that. Dark Souls, the first, I think is really the...
Once you beat it the first time, it's easy until you get to certain sections, and it's bullshit again.
It's easy to me, it was easy the whole time because I think the way that bonfires are placed and where they're at, there are a few difficult ones later on, but there's so many ways to get so super strong, like accidentally in that game.
And that's kind of the fun too. I mean, Demon Souls, same thing. There's so many ways you can just get OP early without even trying.
Yeah, I'd say Dark Souls the first is the easiest.
Really? Okay.
And then, I had more trouble in the first few hours of Dark Souls 2 than I did in all of Dark Souls the first. Dark Souls 3 and 2, I'm gonna say, like, my experience, Dark Souls 2 was more difficult than 3, so 3 would be right above 1.
You should play 3. That would change your opinion really quick.
Sekiro is pretty difficult. I don't think I played enough of 2 to put it anywhere in particular. So I'm gonna leave 2 out. Sekiro is more difficult than 1 and 3. It's also more difficult than Bloodborne had some really tough parts though.
Yeah, I would say Bloodborne is tougher than Dark Souls 1, personally.
I
I'd
think
say it's
Bloodborne's
tougher than Dark Souls
1
1.
and 3 from what I've experienced.
And you know, it's funny. You know, people say Bloodborne's the easiest one, right? Like a lot of people rank Bloodborne as like
People
one of the
who've played
easiest
Bloodborne a
one.
lot say Bloodborne is the easiest one. People who just going through Bloodborne the first time, I wouldn't say that's the easiest one.
That game's fucking hard. Well,
I don't think
anyway,
there's any boss in Dark Souls that touches Abretus or the Amygdalia. Or I mean, the bosses in Bloodborne are just ridiculous.
That's the funny thing is people say, you know, as a whole, Bloodborne is easier, but as far as bosses go, Bloodborne has some harder bosses. Because well, I agree because there's some areas in Bloodborne that aren't as hard as far as enemies go, but the bosses are a bitch. Like there are bosses in Bloodborne that took me weeks. I fucking hated parts of Bloodborne.
I'll have to have a conversation. Whoever thinks about that, because none of the armor works, none of the guns work, and when you play what is it, Dark Souls, the armor is really important. Your magic and all that shit's really important.
Get good.
None of it works in Bloodborne.
Yeah, get good.
Your gun is literally there for you to accidentally press it when someone's about to hit you. You can't use the gun without rolling the dice.
So what's your fifth game of the year? What's yours?
All right,
or fourth?
I'm doing it different, homie. All my games are number ones. All right. All my games.
Fuck you. Okay, I'm doing whatever I want then after this. Nah, get out of here. All right, cool. Sounds good.
I thought you were done. I thought all your games were Demon Souls.
Oh no, okay. Oh, I thought we were trading back and forth. I can keep going if that's what you want to do. I thought we were gonna.
Man, get the games out the way, boy.
All right, 4. All right,
get
so
them
4
games out the way.
4 is gonna be an easy one. 4 is gonna be an easy one. Only because I just finished it.
The Force Unleashed.
No, only because I just finished it and it actually was like really good. Spider-Man Miles Morales, fantastic game. I think they learned a shit ton of lessons from the first game as far as combat goes, as far as storytelling goes, as far as side quests go. You can see that they're like figuring out how to make both Spider-Man work differently. I have a theory that the next Spider-Man game is going to just have both of them in there, and it's going to be it's like a Spider-Man thing because they play different enough that like I don't see why they wouldn't do that. And as a showcase for the PS5, it's great. It's fantastic. I played it in both versions. I played the 4K 30 FPS version sometimes. Most of the time, I played the 60 frames per second performance version. Then when the update came out, I played the last chunk of the game with 60 frames per second and ray tracing, right? Which I don't really notice the difference in the Crown of Dead City, so I didn't really care that much. But fantastic game. It does a lot of the same things the 2018 version did without seeming stale or like the exact same fucking game. They did Miles justice. They did a lot of the story beats justice. The side quests are interesting. The ending was great. And it's a great setup for the next set of games in the series. And it's, I don't know, I really, really like the Spider-Man games. I played the first one. I beat like 4 times. I'm going to beat this one probably 2 or 3 more times just to get all the trophies. They probably won't make DLC for this one, which I don't care about, but yeah, no, very, very solid game and definitely sapped up a lot of my brain power this year. They definitely made the side missions a lot more interesting too. The game doesn't get stale. It doesn't feel like you're doing the same crimes over and over. Every crime is different this time. And like, yeah, it's a lot less repetitive. They did a good job making it less repetitive and to the point. As you progress through the story, more things unlock that make more sense. It's more condensed, which I feel like that was what was missing from the first Spider-Man game. Is it just kept fucking going, and that was without the DLC. It just kept going, like even after you unlocked all the gadgets and stuff. Which is not no. And like I said, I beat that game 3 times. I can't talk shit. I love that game. I love the original Spider-Man, but this one I feel like gameplay wise, much more solid. And they did a great job making Peter and Miles feel like different characters and different playable characters. Like Miles is home a lot more often. Like he's home. He actually has somewhere to go to. He's not just, homeless, fucking swinging around the city, asking Aunt May if he can crash at her place, right? Like it's really cool. They did a good job. I'm really like what Insomniac's doing with Spider-Man. Third,
Number three.
Number three. All right. Well, since you said, you know, you're gonna do whatever you want, I'm gonna say fuck the whole only games from this year thing. Just kidding. I'm only talking about this year. Last of Us 2. Listen. That's a good fucking game, man. That's a great game. So Last of Us 2, I was really looking forward to this. I remember the first trailer coming out and me being hyped about it. Spoiler alert, not big spoiler alert, but the things that people were upset about in this game, I saw coming from a mile away, and I was confused when everybody else thought that it was like the worst thing in the world, and it was going to be shocking
Almighty
or whatever.
Almighty
no, it's not
Pico,
almighty. It's just that if you
things.
read all the fucking clues, I could have told you that in 2016 or 2017. That's what was going to happen. But as far as storytelling goes, as far as like non-linear storytelling goes, I think this game did a great job. Especially just like the Spider-Man thing I talked about, making two different characters who play very similarly feel different. They did a great job at that. Only thing it's missing is multiplayer. I need them to add the multiplayer because the gunplay in this game was so fun. Finding out different ways to sneak around people, execute people, doing all that stuff. I know it wasn't intended to be fun. You know, it's really like gross sometimes. But from everything from gameplay to just like emotional story beats and like, you know, that thing where you always have this feeling that you know what's going to happen next because of all the awful shit happening in this game. I really liked it. I really, really liked this game. I actually am going to play it from the beginning when the new year starts just to get the rest of those trophies because I want to get them trophies. And I haven't played it since my first playthrough. And it where it ends and where it starts is just insane. Like it's Naughty Dog for all the shit people give them, all people give Druckmann and all that stuff like that. I really fucked this game. It's not perfect. There's some weird, you know, inconsistencies with stories and stuff like that. Not even what people are complaining about, but like that's just video game stuff. It's not a big deal, but great game. If you haven't played it yet, it's been on sale for like the past 5 fucking weeks. I think I saw it for $20 at some point. So if you haven't played it yet, there's probably multiple ways you can buy it. Number two is only because of how much I played it and because of how much it saved my fucking brain during this quarantine bullshit.
Saved your what?
It saved my brain during this quarantine bullshit. It made me feel like I could go outside again. And you know what? I'm going to switch these two games. I'm going to switch the places up. And this one's actually number 3. Last of Us 2 is number 2. Animal Crossing, New Horizons.
Oh,
listen here.
God dang it.
Listen here,
I knew we was going to get to this one.
Well, and here's the thing. And I'm picking these based on the games I played the most and the games I enjoyed the most this year. I have not. Now, to be fair, I will say this, and it is because the PS5 came out and I have other shit to do, and I was also playing my other games of the year. I have not played Animal Crossing in like a month, right? It's been a minute. I need to go back to it.
Ooh-wee.
But the core gameplay and how it takes the shitty stuff that mobile games make you fucking wait days for, and it makes it like an actual like fun activity, and you want to log in every day. It's not asking you to fucking throw $5 at it to make something go faster. And it's just a fun community that you can go to, and people aren't gonna fucking yell at you for not coming back for a minute. And fucking there's cute outfits and shit. There's nothing to worry about. You can invite people to your islands. You can show them how you drew a dick in the sand. It's great, man. It's a fun game. It helped me visit some of my friends when we literally couldn't see each other. And they're always updating it for free. It's getting constant free updates, which there are mixed opinions about that. I agree. I feel like some of this stuff should have been stuff that was already in the fucking game, but a lot of the stuff is also seasonal updates that, you know, the game changes as it comes out, which is great. It's like a game as a service thing, except it's, you know, living with a bunch of fucking weird and anthropomorphic animals. But, yeah, no, really enjoyed Animal Crossing this year. I was pleasantly surprised how much creativity there is in it, how much, you know, expansion they brought to like what there is to do in Animal Crossing. It's not like what they did with Mario and Zelda where it's just more of the same shit over and over. and they tell you it's a new game, like how Mario Odyssey was just Mario 64 with more shit, just like the last 5 3D Mario games before that were. This game is like, there's more, like, they make quality of life improvements. They changed things people didn't like. They added shit. As the game went on, they changed things. This is the most active I've seen Nintendo be with the game, is what I'm trying to tell you. This is the most active and responsible I've seen them with the game, and it shows that when they fucking do it, it can turn out great, because this game has a big community that's still active and it's still going. So I really respect Animal Crossing. Good shit. Number one, Shavar, can you guess number one? You can guess number one. I already know you know what number one is.
Tsushima.
Yes, obviously it's Tsushima. So Tsushima, I will admit, when that game was coming out, I was not that excited about it. I remember seeing all the trailers for it, people saying it was going to be the last big PS4 game, and it looked cool, but like, even when I watched the gameplay, I was like, okay, this looks all right. And a playthrough and a half later, and a bunch of hours in the Legends later, I'm gonna tell myself shut the fuck up, because the game is amazing. It's not for everybody. I get why some people haven't finished it. I know we talked about this earlier. I get why people haven't finished it. There is a lot of repetition. There's a lot of, point A to point B. Yeah, it's an open world game. I get everybody's not gonna want to find all the Soshimono banners. Not everybody's gonna want to go to the top of all the cliffs. They're not gonna want to take out all the enemy bases, even though I think that's fun as fuck. I enjoy just looking at this game, especially as far as PS5 improvements go. They really did a great job. They made sure it's 60 frames per second. It runs smooth. It looks amazing. I was surprised it wasn't 4K, because it's not 4K. It's just 60 frames per second. It's a gorgeous game. The only thing I wish they did is that they would have dubbed the Japanese voices with the mouths in the game. That's the only thing that I can see that is an actual flaw with the game. The gameplay is sick. Like, the amount of combos and shit you can pull off, and like move cancels you can do, and just like destroy AI. But then when they brought in Legends and you could do that shit, and it like mattered because you're in a competitive space and you're trying to keep your team alive, it's great. You can do bomb cancels, you can fucking do like kick cancels. Like, it's so many cool things you can do in this game. And it could have just been a simple button masher game. I think we were playing Warren the other day, and I almost laughed because he said it was a button mashing game. And I mean,
yeah, well,
shows how good he is at the game. But I really liked it. It was a game that I felt like it wasn't just mindless fun. Not even just because the story was good, but just because like you could tell so much detail was put into how linear the game is without not being linear. Like, every outpost can be taken on differently. You can post up on people. You can just take them up from the top. It takes all the best parts of Assassin's Creed games and all those games and puts them into one thing. It's good. It's a great game. I think that if you had a PlayStation this year and you didn't get that game, you're wasting your time. I feel like you might as well have not played your PlayStation this year if you didn't play Tsushima. Those are my top 5.
Pretty.
Yeah, those are my top 5, and it's only because we're going.
Damn good.
We're only going for this year. If I had to pick top 5 games from not this year, Gears of War probably would have been in there. Gears 5, because I'm playing the fuck out of it. Dark Souls 1 probably would have been in there.
Did you play Gears 4?
Yeah, I played 4 and 5. Yeah.
How'd you play 4?
4 is on Game Pass.
Oh, you played it recently. Okay.
Yeah. I played 4 when I first got Game Pass. I played 4, and then I switched to 5 because I realized there's more people playing 5. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gears of War 5 came out last year, so.
Yeah, I know. All right. Now, that's beautiful and all right? But look, check this out, all right?
Mm-hmm.
To me, in the year 2020, everyone's a winner because we're still around, and we've made it, and we've persevered, and some of us haven't, but we did our best, and I can't hate on these games, right? So everybody's number one. My number one, I also looked at my PlayStation list. I have played 4 games, not including Worms, which I played for like 30 minutes. Yeah, I played 4 games this year.
Oh, man.
All right. My number one guilty pleasure game of 2020 is Avengers. I know I talk about it too much, but it's a very fun game. It's a fun game. It got man. Yeah, it's
It's got
glitch.
glitches.
Vigo, you
You think
had
it's like
big glitch.
Skyrim? Yeah. I
No.
had a big glitch, and I still think it's a fun game. Like I was very disappointed, but listen, that opinion might change depending on how far I get into the story this time. But yeah, it's a fun
Well,
game.
here's the thing. Probably the life of this game won't be as long as it would have been or whatever. But I'm really having fun with the DLC. I'm really having fun leveling up. I do wish some stuff were more organized in a way that was actually more intuitive. But I have fun with the game. Every time I get in there, I'm in there for a long time. And I'll probably never make a video defending the game or anything like that, but it's my guilty pleasure. Number one guilty pleasure, Avengers, the Avengers game.
All right, no, it's fair enough. It's a fun game. If you guys haven't tried it, listen, give it a chance. It's been on sale for like $15 during the holiday season. So if you didn't pick it up, try to pick it up.
All right, number one.
Number one what?
Number one, hold on. Did I play 4 games? It might be 3 at this point. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 4 games. All right. Number one, Corona game of the year. The game that pulled me through the Coronas. It let me live a life worth living. And it made the year go by without me being too sad. Neo. Oh my god. At the beginning of the virus, the coronavirus.
Vai se fuder, cara, essa música do caralho, cara.
Why is that always at the end? What the fuck is that?
At the beginning of it, I went back to Neo 1. I swapped it up. Neo 2 came out. I got in there with my buds and mopped it up, and it was super fun. I'm still playing it now. Playing the last DLC. Leveling my guy up. Enjoying myself. We took a break in between. But it's super fun. The combat is really when you get to like intimate with one of the weapons to the point where you know exactly what's gonna happen. If somebody wrote to me like R1, L1, triangle plus, I know exactly what would be happening on the screen. I love the combat in that game. It's sad there won't be another one, or at least they plan not to do another one. But yeah, I'm a big Neo 2 one this year. Neo 2 number one Corona game of 2020.
Neo 2. Good. I need to get
Smoke weed every day.
I need to get into that. I have all the DLC and stuff. I need to play it.
All right, that's halfway through my list here. I'm gonna say the number one most impressive game. And you look like a bird, you know that? The number one most impressive game this year was Tsushima. I was excited for Tsushima, and then there was a long time where we didn't really hear anything.
For a while,
I was feeling not so excited, and then they put out that the demo trailer thing, and I was excited again. And then when I actually got the game, it's all that stuff I saw in that trailer, but better,
a lot better.
And like the next game that comes up, that I'm going to talk about. It's one of those games that's really good. I mean, the story is great because it's about people. And it's about particular people and people in general, and it makes you think about it when you're not playing, which is a staple of a great game. When you think about the narrative when you're not playing, it's really well put together. They've paid a lot of attention to the stuff that was Japanese, and they wanted to get right, but they also didn't do that thing that usually happens when we have a Japanese thing translated in a Western way, where everything is just lollipops and rainbows and anime and stuff. It feels grounded and real, but still fun.
Dark game, very dark game.
Jin is a very likable character. You can relate to his desperation, and getting to know the people around him and his families and the betrayals and things.
Yeah,
it's nice. I like it. It's definitely in my lexicon of greatest games.
Yeah,
Of all time. It's really
definitely
great.
one of the greatest PS4 games.
I haven't even
PlayStation games. Yeah, you should finish it.
Yet,
and and I'm glad you talked about the narrative because like the story is good. Like it goes through a couple different things, and if you get distracted by the side missions, you won't like remember stuff. But the characters are really good and really well done throughout the story.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's the work of the game is also very like, besides the actual game parts, like the playing and the combat, those are great, and the exploration, but like everything else that goes into, I guess, what in the places where Avengers and Cyberpunk and things fail, this game succeeds in an amazing way. And
very
my number
game.
one most appreciated game of 2020.
You just making shit up.
Because I'm gonna be honest. When this game was coming out, right? I was like, you know what? This is Last of Us 2. That's what I'm talking about. It's not a surprise.
Okay.
I was like, you know what? I don't think, because Last of Us 1 was really good, and the reasons it was really good were, of course, not just the story, the beats in the story were really interesting and good. It's very adult, and you didn't get lots of adult games.
Right.
The ending of the story was very good because it's very it's realistic in a way that I think a lot of people are uncomfortable with, right? But that's why everyone loved it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the ending was great.
The gameplay at the time too was, I mean, that was Xbox 360, PlayStation 3 gameplay. So when Last of Us 2 was announced and it's like it's almost out, we're going and it's coming, I was thinking this might be kind of a letdown because those old gameplay mechanics are kind of old.
You thought,
and to live up to those things that the first game did, because the first game had no expectation. It's just right. There's so many expectations.
It's Naughty Dog, and that was
it might not be as great as it might not be great. It might just be okay or good. I was pleasantly surprised. The gameplay is still, I'd say, dated, but not in a bad way.
Yeah.
When you look at all the games you play and then you play Last of Us, it's like I haven't played a game like that in 10, 15 years. Like, it's like when you go back and play a platformer. Like, it's not the platforming that's dated. It's just you haven't played a game that plays that way in a long time. And it was fun playing a game that played that way. Of course, it visually looks great.
In some ways, it reminded me of playing like MGS2 for the first time or something, especially like all the stealth stuff and all the weird shit you can do.
Right. And but like Tsushima, I was thinking about the game when I wasn't playing the game.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about the game before I'd play it, right after I play it, the narrative, what's going on. And it did. I think it's way better than the first one because it's
by
not
a long
just
shot.
beats. It's not just beats of what happens in the story. The story itself is a very, very strong thread in that game. Like the story, not just the things that happen. Like in the first game, you have
there are like 50 time skips in the first game.
And
like,
when Yeah, but the first game happens over like 18 months or something. It has to be like something. But like it's like, oh, and when they first get to the fireflies, and then when you first meet, like there are these beats. But in this game, the catalyst for the story and all the things that happen are so smooth throughout, where it's just really well written. It takes turns. You don't expect it to just take. It doesn't. The characters change. The characters have character. I just think it's just such a fun experience. And then it does that thing where it does so many things to make you uncomfortable with what's going on, where you might not like what's happened, but you can't. I don't know. For me, there are a lot of things that happen that there's a tension to it the whole time. I think it's a great game.
Yeah, that game. Sorry, go ahead.
To me, it was the most. I was happily surprised that it was as good as it was, and it takes its time. I mean, when you make a game, I guess you have that liberty of knowing that what's too long for a game, right? I mean, people still play StarCraft and Bloodborne and whatever, but I think the pacing is good for the story that they're telling. Some people think it's paced way too slow. Some people, but I think if you're going to make a game that is telling a story, then you do it. You make a game that's telling a story. If you're gonna, it's the same with Tsushima. I think there's lots of Tsushima's Island and all that stuff just kind of open.
Yeah,
nothing happening. But I think that adds to the game.
Oh, it adds to the situation. Spots.
Yeah, and it's great. So those are my 4 games. I only played 4 games this year. I don't. I think I played Among Us once.
Yeah, I played that a couple times. Yeah. It's fun. Yeah, no, Last of Us 2. Listen, man, that's a good game. That game probably made me feel more tense than any other game did this year. There were like times where I was like going to bed after playing it for 2 hours. I was like, damn, 3 hours. I was like, damn, I wonder what's gonna happen next. And I think the only other game that made me do that was Tsushima. But I think Last of Us 2, I felt like there was more weight to it. Like it was always like, okay, but what's gonna happen next? Like I need to know, like, what's the next thing? And and I get it. I get what people are mad about. I don't get it, but I get it. What people are mad about certain stuff. But I'm talking about the game itself. That's probably one of the best games come out this past decade, as far as like storytelling, gameplay, all that stuff combined. It's amazing.
What makes not understand? Okay. There's this thing that writers do, and this thing happens to pop up a lot in things that last a long time.
Yeah,
we're talking like long TV series. I would say the main culprit of this is anime, where you need to introduce something actually exciting, because you have a situation where the protagonist always wins. That's kind of what happens in anime, right?
Yeah.
So what always happens in every anime that's ever been super successful and everyone always loves is they'll take a character that everyone likes and they'll kill him.
Yeah.
And then everyone complains because it's done. It's just done for the. It's not done for any. Okay, Naruto and Jiraiya. Would anything be different if Jiraiya was still alive? No.
No.
Absolutely not. Not at all.
Well, because what was he doing at that point in the story?
He was training the main character.
Yeah, but I know. But like, what was his purpose after that? Nothing. He didn't have anything to do.
He was dead. What do you mean? He has no purpose when he's dead.
That's what I'm fucking saying. I'm saying he died because he didn't have any purpose in the show, so they used him as
No, that's not why he died. No,
not.
You're not listening. That's how I know you're not listening. He died. If someone dies, they have no purpose.
Naruto to me.
You can't go in a circle with the. What are you talking about?
I'm agreeing with you, motherfucker. Holy shit! Why?
That's not agreeing. That you're not listening.
Oh my god!
He didn't die.
Oh my god!
He didn't die because he had no purpose in the show.
I didn't say he did.
That's what you said.
No, I didn't. I didn't say that's the
we
sole.
can't-
That's not the sole reason he fucking died, Shavar. Obviously, I'm not saying that that's.
Why'd he die?
Oh my god! Continue saying what you're gonna say
Thank
instead
you.
of trying to fucking prove to me that you're right about a thing that I'm agreeing with you with. Like I'm agreeing with you. What the fuck? Continue.
Thank you.
Jesus.
The reason Jiraiya died was because it'd be a good shock value for the show.
For a character they're not
Right?
using
And
anymore.
that's it.
Yeah.
Huh?
For a character they're not using
What?
anymore. Yeah.
That's not okay. Never mind. See, that's how I know you're not listening when you've just gone back in a circle to the thing I said is not what we were talking about. I can't say they kill him for shock value, and at the same time they kill him because he's useless. That's
Not useless,
Never
but he doesn't besides his death, he does not impact the main story. That's the point.
his death doesn't impact the main story.
Okay, anyway, continue. Just keep doing
Anyway.
what you're just saying. I literally agree with, like, I'm telling you, I am on the same page as you. You just are getting stuck
don't-
on specifically,
Well, we might-
very specific words that I'm saying, even though I'm literally telling you that I agree with you. You just want to
Well,
be
we
right
might be
about
in
something that
different
I'm literally agreeing
magazines,
with you about.
man. We might be reading different
Bro,
magazines.
keep fucking going with your point instead of trying to overcorrect me for something that I agree with you about.
My point is the narrative's really good. So, thanks. You got any recommendations this week?
Recommendations. Shit, man. Hey, I recommend you motherfuckers get Game Pass. You can get 3 months for $1 right now. So, get in there, play some PC games, and tell Microsoft to go
What
fuck.
a
No, I'm just
shill.
kidding.
What a shill.
No, listen, I just hope you guys have a good new year. Stay safe, stay inside, don't go anywhere.
Yep.
And I suggest that you guys watch. What have I been watching? Oh, I've been watching this cool,
Human
this cool-
Soulful.
Yeah, Soul's good. If you have Disney Plus and you want to watch a fun movie, Soul's good. I like Soul. I think the think pieces people are writing about them are a lot and very heavy handed because in 2020, if you're expecting Disney to deliver good black stories, you're the funniest motherfucker on earth. So I don't know what you're expecting from a fucking Disney Pixar movie, but go ahead and get that $200 check you're gonna get right in that article for Vulture, my guy. But yeah, I would recommend Soul. I would also recommend, there's a new horror movie on Netflix. Oh my god, I forgot the name of it. It's so good though. It's in Spanish. It's called Don't Listen. Yeah, it's called Don't Listen, but you can listen to it. No, you can watch it in English. You can watch it with an English.
I'm not gonna listen anyway because it's in Spanish.
It has an audio English track. That's what I'm saying. You don't have to put subtitles on. It has audio English track.
I'm not listening.
And
Look,
the audio English dub is good. And it was pretty good. I will say I feel like a lot of movies saw Hereditary. And have you seen Hereditary, by the way? Sure.
Nope.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not gonna spoil it, but basically, people are like,
"You're like mom."
People are like, "Oh, well, Hereditary did this thing, so I can do it now too." And I feel like it is made for both really bad movies and a few really good horror movies. So this is a good one. So watch Don't Listen. It is a lot. It's pretty a lot of death in it, but you know it's one of those horror movies. But definitely suggest that. And if you're looking to make fun of rich people who live in Houston and you know are kind of douchebags, you should watch House of Ho.
Chinese, Vietnamese.
They live in they live in our city. House of Ho. It's on HBO Max, 7 episodes. If you like Real Housewives type of stuff or like reality stuff in general, you will like it. It's funny because it's just literally rich people having the most ridiculous problems. And I thought it was cool because they live in my city and they're fucking stupid. So I get to make fun of them because they're close by proximity. But yeah, that's all I got this week, guys. And if you see me online at MK11, you better fucking run because I've been on the tear on my Twitch channel. Super Chevy Biko. I'm also going to start Danganronpa next year. I put a Twitter poll out and people said they wanted to see Danganronpa on my Twitch stream. So I will be streaming that on PC in between sessions at MK11 and whatever the fuck else I want to play on my PS5. So
what are we doing for New Year's, man? We ain't got time to talk about this. It's almost time.
No, I'm not talking about this on the podcast.
The show will be out tomorrow, Doug.
That's great.
We got
that's
like
great.
a day.
That's great. Well, we can talk about it whenever we talk about it, not on the show.
So how are we going to tell people if we don't tell them now?
Well, it's almost like people contact us through other things like social media and other
But they
stuff like
don't.
that.
So
well, if they don't, then they fucking don't, Shavar. Like I don't.
This is the main one, man.
This is what you're doing. You're literally making us talk business on the podcast again. Even though I told you this sounds like
business.
shit. Nobody wants to. It's literally business. No, because you're gonna try to force me into saying something that we're gonna do when the podcast comes out, and then I may not want to do it when it's time to do it. So no, I'm not gonna discuss business with you.
I don't know. Why is it called business? I don't understand. I'm not
because it's business. Nigga, nonprofits don't make money either.
Yes, they do. They absolutely make money.
No, they don't. Why would they call them nonprofits? Duh.
They call them non-profits, not non-revenue. They call them
that's in your world. You know the greedy non-revenues. Then
okay. Give me an example. Okay, give me an example of a non-profit.
Non-profit.
Any non-profit.
DEEZ.
What's that?
These nuts, niggas. Got him.
If you want to support the show, go follow us on Twitter at Super Chevy Bro. You can follow Chaval. What's at Chaval P?
Yeah,
you can follow me at Chavar Price. You can also follow our Instagram. At some point, Bika will give me the password.
I gave you the password a long time ago, and you're still fucking talking business on the podcast. So I don't know why.
I don't know where
talking about passwords and shit on the podcast. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with him. He likes to
just
open the curtain and just
on the podcast.
Open the curtain and just tell everybody how many things we're fucking up in the background. Thanks, Shamar. We really appreciate that.
You can join the Discord. You'll see the link on Twitter. You can see the link should be on Twitch as well. You can follow Biko at Super Chevy Biko, and you can follow me at Super Chevy Bros. That's where we stream on Twitch. Biko streams Wednesdays, Fridays, and sometimes on the weekend. I stream whenever the hell I feel like it, boys.
So never. He hasn't streamed since the first time he streamed.
You don't know that. Maybe I do secret streams for my real fans.
No, sure, because I would literally get fucking notifications if you went live, and I have not gotten a single notification that you went live.
Oh, but you don't know. I have 4 channels.
Why don't you tell us about any of them on the podcast then?
That's business, homie.
I knew you were going to do that.
Also,
yeah, I saw that coming from a mile fucking way.
If you want to support the show, we have links in the description where you can get your PlayStation and Xbox cards and Switch cards, and you doing that will help out the show. Give us some Amazon cred. They'll like us more and let us do more things. Yeah. Thanks for listening to the podcast. I've got no other recommendations besides that. We will talk to you next time. Look out for something, I guess, to happen on New Year's, because maybe we'll see.
Here you go. That's why you just shouldn't fucking mention it. But yeah, hey guys, have a great New Year if we don't see you before then. And thank you for tuning in to episode 70. We love you guys, and we would not be here without your support. So we really appreciate it. If you could share the podcast, everybody like to share it. Catch you guys next time.
Bye.